we put something amazing is getting ready to happen on the flags, because they're always asking, what's getting ready to happen? That's what they ask, right? What's getting ready to happen? Something amazing getting ready to happen. So because we didn't have a sales process, we'd have no idea where the fence goes. We're gonna get some rough ideas here. Sales team used the digital wheel to make it put the flags in a hole. The project coordinator comes back before the install team does with the 300-foot tape and checks it, doesn't rely on the wheel. How many of you guys ever had the wheel be off before? All right, so every single job gets measured before the installation team gets there. These go in day one, and if you are a couple months out, you have to redo it again when the project coordinator goes there. So on sales call, these go in. This is an offset cable. All right, we want to use this on the equalizer because we want to dig the hole and leave the equalizer in place. If this is the end of where my first hole goes and I attach that to the stake, then when I dig my hole, I'm going to destroy, or the stake's going to fall in the hole, right? So that's why they come with the offset cable. The whole goal is to do that. The end of this cord, this bungee right here, the end of that is this center of your first hole. We're going to use this like a string line would be. The way that we mark our fence is this is the outside corner of the fence post. So this goes through here. This goes right here, right? So we're going to line it up. The outside of that stake is the outside of my post. I'm using 3.5-inch posts. All right, here's how this works. This is how easy it is. We just pull until we can't pull anymore. So like right now, that tag right there, guys, the next tag right there in front of Jake, it won't come to this flag. I can't get it here, there's no way. So all I do is back off to the flag that does, or the tag that does go there, and I'm done. Now all those are equal. All right? All right, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna be damn close to 8 foot. I'm gonna back off, back off, back off, back off, until this one is where it's supposed to be. Now those are equal. I got tension on it, wrap it 3 times. I'm keeping tension on it, guys, see that? 3 times, and pull it up over itself. Go ahead. Had to test it. There's no way. That is straight as a string line. Okay, from here to there. And the tags are telling you where the post holes go. We don't need to paint it on the ground because we're just gonna dig a hole right there. And then we're gonna set the post right there. We've taken the math completely out of it, right? Now.
I'm still trying to paint it in my mind and get it ready.
We're not gonna paint it. We're gonna send it right there. That takes time and money. Buying paint, and you gotta pay someone to go down there and do it. Right? If anybody wants to race, we can race. If you want to do paint and string line, we can go at it. You guys want to try? Everybody's like, no, we've seen the video already. We're not gonna do that. This one maxes at 8-foot centers. So you saw me pull really hard, and that wouldn't come. It won't go over 8. It might go 8.1, 8.2, but you're really, you know, you're like, whoa, I'm way tight. So you might check a measurement, okay? But we make them in 10 foot for chain link. We make them in 6 foot for aluminum, or some vinyl, guys, 6 foot on centers, to where when you pull it super tight, 6 foot is the max. Why is it not 300 foot? Imagine the tension on 300 foot of bungee cord trying to get it to 8-foot centers. That was pretty tight on 50 foot. Bro, at 300 foot, I'm gonna rip the cord in half. I'm gonna pull the stake out. Listen, in 2005, when I first brought this out, there is a video on YouTube. I made this in 2005, and I used to put a screwdriver at the end. Through the tag. There's a hole there, I'd stick a screwdriver through it and I'd pull it. I don't know how many times I had to jump around like a freaking leprechaun because it's zipping at me, the freaking screwdriver's coming at me, the cord's coming at me, and I'm like, ah! So we stopped using the screwdrivers and we started using stakes. Well then, this is another one of those pieces, my operations and owners guys, think about this right now. You know, this might be 10 bucks, okay? I mean, a box of 25 was 700. And you're like, well, I'm not paying that kind of money. Well, imagine the one time that damn thing flies out of the ground and hits one of your guys. You would buy that $700 box 10 times over. So listen to what Chris is saying. He actually did the screwdriver thing and it happened to him, flew out. So can we all agree we're not gonna use this with a screwdriver? Probably not a good idea. I'm on tape. No screwdrivers. If you have a line of fence that is 300 feet long, this is not the tool. Because on 300 feet, we are not blending every section on 300 feet. We want to maximize. So we want 8-foot centers or 6-foot centers or 10-foot centers. Like we want to get the most bang for our buck for every damn hole we're digging, right? Like we're not going to want to give up an inch or two every time. Like no way. So you're going to use a marker cable, which is 250-foot steel cable with grommets on it that are exactly 8-foot on centers. And you put a come along on that, you tighten it up like tension wire, and it's a string line, no paint, same method, right? Dig right to it, set right to it. But as you get to the end, that last, you call it 50-foot, 80-foot, 100-foot, whatever it is, you break out the equalizer, you match it up to the marker cable, and on the last 80 foot, you equalize it. So you go for full sections and then blend down one inch off all those. No one ever noticed it. That's the proper use. And if that's the case, then we don't need more than 150 foot. So Hunter, hit that line in the middle. Watch how wavy it gets. Pull onto it. Let go. All right, so it's sloppy, right? And some guys are like, man, that thing is really sloppy, blowing around the wind. We highly advise you to mid-stake it. All right, mid-stake it. Sometimes twice. It's not just because it's blowing in the wind, because it's not going to be string line tight, right? String lines you can get tighter because you're not worried about this. I had to back off the tension to get that right there. All right, so there's going to be some slack, sometimes even a sag in the line. The other very important reason why we're going to mid-stake it, outside of the thing flopping around, is productivity. If I, as a foreman, come through and equalize, and mid-stake, and we come through and we're digging, I can have somebody setting literally right behind the guy that's digging, because as soon as he gets halfway, this piece is no longer being touched. So right now this isn't doing no good, right? So he said, what happens when you mid-stake it and put it around? They measured this a moment ago, it was 89 and a half. 86 inches, typically it's about 3 inches. That's significant in my book, right? That's a no-go. So we don't do this. This is not how we do it. Everybody have? All right, you guys have these? So all you gotta do, this is real easy, guys. Watch this. I'm gonna hook it over that. I'm gonna push it right around and pull it like this. Say there's a power line right there. Okay, you got this long line of fence, and that one hole's on the power line. Okay? We're using an equalizer, and it just happened to land right there, and you're like, shit. As a foreman, as I'm laying this out, I see that. I really don't want to dig on that thing if I help it, right? I want to get left or right of some, right? You can go left or right with the wire tie. Just pull it. Now, these got bigger and these got smaller, right? But they blended. Everything equaled, everything equaled. If there's a gate here, we got to have like a 4-foot opening or a 5-foot opening or a 3-foot opening, right? That just screwed everything all up, did it? Look at this guy, like, oh my God, right? So that's why it comes with gate spacer cables. Again, we got to keep it simple, no tape measures. So because I was already super tight, I back off. You see what I just did there? I added one section, the gate post, right? Where do I put the gate at? Let's say the gate goes here. So this hooks into the tag, and I've got 3-foot gate, 4-foot gate, 5-foot gate. So I'll put a 4-foot gate in here, grab this tag, pull it to myself. Everything just blended. This is now 4 feet. Those are all equal. Now, what if there's a walkway, and the walkway, edge of the walkway, guys, is right here, but it's just equalized, it came up right here mathematically, right? Same thing. So very quickly, we'll make a minor adjustment. Put that where we want it. The other thing I want you guys also to pay attention to or know is that the accuracy of it, of these chords, the accuracy of it increases the tighter the cord is. But it drastically becomes inaccurate unstretched. We learned that about 80% and 80% of tension or less, you'll find 2 or 3 inches of difference in the section length. That's why we make a 6, 8, and 10. Now we don't just make a 10. You can let off to an 8, right? Where's my newest guy here?
Right behind there. Last row there.
Newest guy. I'm gonna have you lay that line out over by yourself. Have you ever laid out a fence line before? So if this guy's never lined out a fence before ever in his life, and he can go over there and lay that line out and have them equally spaced, how many guys do you think can do that in our industry with 6 months under the belt? Make sure everybody gets this down pat. Where does this end of this cord go? Okay, where out specifically the first hole? What part of the hole? Center of the hole, or center of the post, right? That's the reality, center of the post. So if this is the outside edge of our post, we determine it's the outside edge. So 4x4 post, 2 inches, 1.75 away from this line. Make sense? I'm not gonna get down there with a tape measure and measure that. I'm just gonna eyeball that 1.75. All right, so your job, put this through that. Yep. And then you gotta kind of pull that back. What I would suggest you do is put the hammer down and hold this like this until you like it. So here's the center of that post, right? We're going to the outside edge, guys, right? So we gotta be 2 inches away from this, right? And 2 inches over from that center line, that's money right there. You follow that? I made this a mess for you, but make it challenging. All right, so come on down here, guys. What's the first thing he should do? Just lay the cord down, put the stake. So remember, you need to sight that stake in. Yep. So that it goes through this, in there, and just back far enough. He wants you back far enough that he can dig the hole and not knock the stake in the hole, right? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hand is
Yeah.
2 posts. Your hand's up here.
Yep.
So if you miss, you go right down there.
How do you think Bruce knows that?
It's a safety thing.
You feel like you can get the next tag there? Probably not. All right, so back that off to where you're on this tag, right? Yep. The hardest part's gonna be just tying it off right there. Pull tension on it. There you go, pull tension, tighter. Yep. Watch that slack. Move your hand down. So when you go to spin it, you can, watch this. I'm grabbing here.
Keep the tension on.
Yep, okay. Go ahead. Spin it around. There you go. Boom. Now you want to keep those wraps close.
And then that goes over.
Okay, now go pull the bottom over top of all of them.
Okay, like
Now you do it. Yep. Let go. So it's very important, guys, when you overlap that, I probably made it look real easy over there. When you overlap it, if you think about the center of the stake, you want to pull that bottom cord up and over to the right of the opposite side of the center of the stake. So look, when I pull this up and over, it's not up and over on this side, it's an up and over here.
oh, see, that's the season.
That's the key thing. Sure you guys got that? We have to go up and over on the opposite side of the stake. So he was lifting here, and it's gonna come undone. But if I lift up past the plane of to this side of the stake and over top, my pinch point is now back here. I'm pinching that cord in there. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
How hard was that?
Not hard at all.
Oh,